Hello, this is Caroline Johnson, here to show you around Clever. So up here, I've downloaded the Clever extension to my Google Chrome, which is super easy if you go to your Chrome extensions. So when I click here, it's going to take me to my home page that you were just seeing. And you see my favorite resource is BrainPop because that's the main one that I have been looking into and using with my students. Down here you'll see there are a couple of options that are already loaded in for me by the district. We have BrainPop Junior for the younger kids, BrainPop, iExcel, Wowzers, Lumos, and iReady. And I'll show you how you can add some more resources as well. So this is our Applications tab. This is where you're going to find these resources that are loaded in for you. If I click over here for classes, these are all of the classes that I am currently listed as a teacher for in Infinite Campus. So if you are listed as a teacher for another teacher's class, that class will show up here as well. So these are my current classes that I'm listed for as a teacher in Infinite Campus. And the cool thing about that is that it syncs with Infinite Campus every 24 hours about. So your rosters for all of these different applications will be pulled from these class rosters here. So if you gain a student or you lose a student, as soon as that goes into effect in Infinite Campus, give Clever about 24 hours or so, and they'll be added or removed to your rosters here as well. So if your rosters are correct in Infinite Campus, they should be good here on Clever as well, which is really cool. So you can click on your classes, and here you'll see your rosters all updated and ready. I love that we can see if they're logged in here because I think that's a great classroom management tool. If you ask your students to be in Clever during a certain time, like during a live class, you can actually see if they're logged in here. So I think that's very handy. If you go to my page, you can change the nickname up here to show more specifically the group of students that you are making this resource page for. These have been newly added. I added News ELA, and then iExcel was just recently added as well. I can add resources here, and I can search up here. So and those are going to be pulled from the library, which I'll show you in a minute. But you can search for any sort of resources that you want to add here as well. And then there are general resources already loaded for you. So things that most students are going to need to use. Maybe Google Drive to store things, dictionary.com, Wikipedia, even though we need to teach them how to use that resource, right? And then ALA resources. I would use this resource page here, like for example, if I was doing a research unit with my students. I could add class resources here about how to do MLA formatting or how to properly search for things, maybe how to use Wikipedia as a reliable source, right? I could add some class resources here that would be helpful for my students. And as we move into a different unit, maybe I would remove some of those and add some different resources to go with the next unit. So this can serve as a page where you can store many helpful things for your class and kind of update them as they need to, as it needs to be. So you want to make sure that you have this visible to students when you have it all ready. If you're still working on adding these resources, maybe you make it not visible to students yet so that they don't see what you're working on here. So if we go over here to library, this is where, when you use that search feature to look for applications, it's basically going to be searching from this library here. So this is set up similar to what you would see if you went to like the App Store for Apple, right? It's showing you what's most popular in your district, what's new and noteworthy, just kind of bringing your attention to certain applications. So you can look on this home page here, or you could search by subject. So I teach English. So I'm going to click on English and see what I could add to my resource page here. So there are a lot of options. Let's see, let's add one here. Grammaropolis. So I could install it. I could add it to my page. You see here that there's just a free trial. So this one's not free, but there is a free trial. There are plenty of free options that you could add, or if you know of a website like Noodle Tools, which would help your students with MLA formatting, you could add that to your resource page here as well. So I just wanted to show you around and kind of give you a visual of how it would look. Let me know if you have any questions at all. Up here, before I forget, up here is Clever Academy, which is super helpful to get you started. There are lessons that walk you through each part of Clever so that you feel super comfortable with what you're looking at here on this page. So I highly, highly recommend doing the Clever Academy. I think altogether it takes about 9 minutes. So not too much of your time and very worth it. Let me know if you have any questions after you explore around. I'm here to help.